Okay, this is tutorial 6 in the WIZZKWIZ tutorial series, and now we're going to look at entering a numerical question where we start to really get into the power that WIZZKWIZ has. So, we want to enter a numerical question, we click there. There's getting a bit more complexity now. You notice the diagram thing here, additional answers here, stuff like that. We're going to start with a very, very simple one. Okay, so we're going to do key stage 1 maths number. Now there's no official keyword system, but if you try and keep to this system, key stage 1 2 3 4 or 5 underscore subject underscore topic, then if people stick to the same sort of system, then people should be able to use it as in a sense an indexing system to find the right sort of question. Okay, I'm also going to put in, so again I can find it, and I'm also going to put in tables because it's a multiplication tables type question I'm going to do. And first of all, I'm going to do something very, very simple indeed. I'm going to do what is 7. I'm going to put an X for times. So this is very, very crude indeed. What is 7 times 8? Enter the correct answer in here, 56. Then we could put in prefix, so if it's a money question we put in a pound, say, or if it's a weight question we put in kilograms, but we're going to leave that blank. They're just placeholders at the moment, they don't come up. Okay, and accuracy required, well in this case I just want it to 0 decimal places, so select decimal places, select 0. Do I display accuracy in the question here? Not in this case, because I'm looking at 6-7-year-olds basically who aren't going to know what you mean if you say 4 significant figures or something like that. So I'm not going to say in the question, I want that accuracy displayed. Then we could put in the comments, the answer is 56. Okay, so test question, there you go. And now if we submit question and break out, we can then test that that's all working. So DAH 2020-0213B. And you can see what a numerical question looks like. You actually have to type in the number there, and then you click submit there. Okay, so that is all you have to do to enter a numerical question. But let's make this a bit more advanced. Okay, so I want to write a new question, but instead of just rewriting the question, I'm going to base it on this question. So if I note here the question ID is 3283, I go to edit questions, okay, and I can just put in 3283 there, 3283 there, and 1 there. It's just going to list all the questions in 3283 and 3283. I click populate questions, and that is the question. So there's a number of different things I can do now. I can delete that question because it's my question I've set up. I can copy and edit the question, or I can delete, copy and edit it. What you can't do at the moment, I'm considering changing this, but you can't just edit the question because people may have already answered this question. So if you then change it after the fact, it's then quite unfair because people's statistics will change. So in this situation, I'm quite happy to leave this question in there. There's nothing wrong with this question, but I'd like to improve it. So I'm going to do copy and edit, and when I click that, I get up the question as I'd previously set it up. Okay, but now I can actually re-enter this as a new type of question. Okay, so what I want to do now is, instead of it being 7 times 8, I want to be able to randomly generate the numbers. Okay, we're going to do a whole tutorial on this because it's quite powerful, the different things you can do. But basically, wherever I have a number, if I put the delimiters eval and backslash eval, okay, in fact / eval, then I can write in some code which will randomly generate different numbers. So I'm going to do W_A. All variables in WIZZKWIZ must start with W underscore, so they don't interact with the JavaScript in some spurious way. And then I've got various different functions I can use. Again, in the future we'll go through what all those functions are. You can see them on the On the website though, under tutorials down here, you can go through what all the functions are. But all that's going to do is find a random number between 1 and 10 in steps of 1 and put it into the variable WA. Okay, and then I'm going to do exactly the same thing to replace the number 8 as well. Okay, but this time that's going to be WB. Okay, so if I now test question, okay, you can see it's generating different questions. Sadly though, the answer is always 56, which obviously is not correct. So the next thing, very obvious thing I have to do, is to enter the correct answer in here. Well, this is a very easy thing to do. It's the same principle between eval and eval, and I just put in whatever the formula is I need it to be. WA times WB. Okay? And you now notice, well, yeah, the answer's now correct, but the comments are now wrong. So I do exactly the same thing here. Okay, I could copy that like that. The only thing, and that will now work, the only thing that's wrong with that, which is not good coding, is if I change something here and forget to change it there, it's a problem. So what I could do, W answer equals that in there, and then instead of WA times WB in here, I put in W answer. So that question will now work, but you'll notice this doesn't look very nice, does it? It's not in proper mathsy type notation. Okay, so we can use latex notation. Again, we'll do a fuller tutorial on this later, but if I put in curly brace star at the start there and brace curly star at the end, that's unique to WIZZKWIZ. Okay, often with latex notation you put it between dollars signs, but dollar signs sort of messes you up when you're doing financial stuff, so I've changed it so you do curly brace and asterisk, and then asterisk and curly brace. If I now press it, you'll notice, those of you who are familiar with latex, you'll think, aha, so that's not going to work. Okay, so it's not an X for times, it's backslash times. Okay, and so now we've got it that looks like, you know, a nicer math notation. Obviously you may be thinking, well, it's not really worth it for the sake of something that complicated, but you can put in any latex notation in there. Okay, so let's submit this question. Okay, so it's ID 3284. I've left the same keywords in there. I could have changed that, but I could just check it by just putting 3284 in there. So take that out, and we put in 3284. Take that out, and there we go. What's 8 times 10? 80. Another question, randomly generated, different answer, etc. 6 times 3, 18. Okay, so that is basically how to do a numerical question. If I just show you the tutorials page, mathematical syntax and allowable functions, these are all the different functions you're allowed to use. So there's some quite neat things in there. For example, tidy up allows you to generate random expressions and present them in a nice tidy form. So if it wasn't for this function, what you'd have here is x squared plus 0 times x plus 3. Okay, but the tidy up function has realized the 0 means you just ignore the x. Okay, so that kind of thing enables you to do quite nice stylish stuff. Things like shuffle allow you to put an array into the function and just randomly rearrange them. So there's lots of different functions there, but we'll go through them in a future tutorial. Okay, so that is how you set up numerical questions.